Alright, so everyone and all, it's ShaughanParson. This video we're going to be talking about MK Ultra. We're going to talk about it, just straight up off of the article, referring to a lot of stuff that has happened in the past and is happening now. And we're going to talk about things that have happened from clips. Also, I'm going to show you clips and videos and pictures just to get you more in depth with it so you can understand from visually seeing a lot of this stuff that's happening. Now, if you don't know what MK Ultra is, it's a mind control program, alright? A lot of the Nazis from Nazi Germany was brought into America via a project called Project Paperclip. Now, this is a government situation where a project is usually something that they're planning, plotting, or doing, okay? So, Project Paperclip brought in the Nazi scientists because they felt that the scientists, after Hitler fell, were too valuable to let the enemy, either Russia or any other place, get their hands on. So they imported them. They gave them passports, gave them new identities, and allowed them to live in America as long as they did scientific work for the USA. A lot of these scientists went into NASA. Those are the propulsion scientists and the rocket engineer scientists. Not all people in NASA are Nazis, by the way. A lot of the Nazis at the time did, although, go into NASA, okay? Some of them went into black projects, mind control projects. MK Ultra, the Monarch programming is one of these projects, okay? Now, when they do the MK Ultra, the mind control, on celebrities, they do it on other people as well, but celebrities are a big target because they use the MK Monarch programming to create them into archetypes or personalities that they then use to influence and brainwash the youth or even the adults nowadays. So to do this, they either torture them, sometimes they do it regardless. They torture them for set periods of time, starve them. They don't let them die, but they starve them to the point where they just go insane. All types of things you can think of. Seriously, it's pretty deep and pretty disturbing. Now, before you get all haywire and think this is a conspiracy, a lot of people who hear about stuff that's a little eccentric or out there, I always think it's a conspiracy because they don't know any better. They've been taught to deny anything that seems impossible. Project MK Ultra has actually been declassified by the government, and it was so serious and real that Bill Clinton during his president term had to actually go on live TV and apologize for it. So yes, it's real, and yes, it still exists to this very day. So let's get into the first parts of this video. Now, if you've seen my video on Walt Disney, you already know that he's corrupted. He was a level 33 degree Freemason, and on top of that, his whole Disney Channel and Disney World are two sides of this bad, okay? Disney World is a military complex industrial system that pretty much acclimates people into being fingerprinted, scanned, and tracked. It also has facial recognition, which puts them into the system, because after you buy your tickets online, you have to use your real name, show your ID, then you have to get the fingerprint scanned. If you've been to Disney World, you know what I'm talking about. And then their cameras, they have military grade facial recognition systems in them. Okay, so that's one side. The other side is that his whole channel, when it comes to the live action shows like iCarly or something like that, that's a breeding ground for MK Ultra victims. Now, if you don't believe me, you're going to after I'm done, because I'm going to show you all the proof, and it's going to make sense after you see everything that I'm about to show you here. Now, I want to show you this show right here, Mickey Mouse Club. This particular season, season 6, is where they bred a whole bunch of celebrities who are still in the spotlight to this day. They raise them when they're kids, they brainwash them, all that stuff, and they, start training them up so their fans are the youth, and their fans follow them. Okay, and then as they progress and start declining, going downhill and turning into corrupt people, bad influences, those people who have always followed them start to mimic that. And now, not only that, but those people who always followed them, their younger sisters and brothers will automatically, grasp that knowledge and start to follow in the footsteps. So they're gotten even younger. So just look at this little opening real quick and tell me how many celebrities you see that you know. And it will surprise you.
Dale.
Jennifer. Justin. Carrie.
JC.
Brittany.
Josh.
Rona. TJ. Ilana.
Ricky.
Christina.
Mark.
Nita. Ryan.
Matt.
Nikki.
Tony.
Lindsay. Tate. Terry.
Fred. You.
Okay, so as you can see, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, Ryan, who recently died a couple years ago, on and on. It's just outstanding how this goes under the radar. Now, what I want you to notice before I even touch on anything else, notice how Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears are there. Okay, those two were a couple, and not in the sense of relationship, but a couple pair of MK Ultra victims. Okay, notice how they started to date and all that stuff. They've been set up to follow a path since the very beginning of their fame, for real. And you'll see that it's just no coincidence. Okay, now Britney Spears, we all know about Britney Spears, her meltdown, right? How she shaved her head. Many people don't remember that Britney Spears isn't blonde. You have to remember that. They condition her, they control her so much that they keep her blonde. And that's for rituals. I'll talk about that in a few. But her hair is actually a brown color, brunette, brown, whatever you want to call it. So the fact that many people may not even know that her hair is actually brown because they make her dye so much is a testament to how much control they have over her. Now, if you believe that Britney Spears wants to have her hair that way, blonde, for her reasons, you're sadly mistaken. Remember, she cut her hair, okay, when she went all meltdown and stuff like that. That wasn't her going crazy. That was her trying to get away from the system. And you'll understand even more why she cut her hair in the first place. Something weird to do. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's get into the next part. Okay, Monarch programming is called that, MK Ultra, because of the Monarch butterfly. It showed scientists that memories can be passed through bloodline or DNA. And they named it after the butterfly because they wanted to create new memories and new, well, personalities inside of celebrities or whoever the victim or host, as they call it, was. Okay, so first of all, let me show you something real quick. Here's some pictures of celebrities, just a few, just very few actually, with butterflies. There's more pictures. I'm just not going to show you every picture of a celebrity with a butterfly. But the reason this is because they're not trying to show the person viewing it, like you or me, that this is an MK Ultra victim. That's not it. What they're showing is to actually the person in the picture, usually, that you're being watched. Okay, they brainwash them. You got to remember, no person in their right mind would believe this, but someone who's brainwashed to believe it would. Okay, they brainwash them to believe that butterflies are always listening to them, whether it's a picture, actual butterfly, or whatever. And if they speak out of place and they tell what's happening to them, or they tell the secrets of the industry, if a butterfly is around, it's going to tell everything it heard to the handlers. A handler is someone responsible for watching over the MK Ultra victim, okay, and controlling them and telling them what to do next, like a manager in a twisted, really twisted way. So pretty much, this is why you have the young Britney Spears with butterflies all around her. There's Christina Aguilera. Remember, another Disney star. You'll notice that all Disney stars have pictures of them with butterflies for no apparent reason. Okay, here's Miley Cyrus, and we all know what's happening to her now. Okay, here's another picture of Miley Cyrus when she was younger, and another one when she had a butterfly guitar. Okay, so they also tell them that plants, bushes, certain times are watching them too. So when they're walking down the street getting pictures taken by paparazzi, they won't speak out of place when obviously no butterflies will be around. And they're conditioned to believe this. Eventually their MK Ultra mind control, brainwashing, is washed away, okay, pretty much over time. So they snap out of it certain occasions, and you have a Britney Spears effect where she goes crazy, all that stuff. And I'll show you more of that. But first, let me show you real quick right here. Notice that all these are Disney stars once again. So just to show you, let me show you all, well, some of the Disney stars that got arrested, okay? This will show you what happens to them eventually. We all know this dude from the Transformers, right? Now, you may not know some of these people, but I just want to show you that they're all children stars, and then they just go for the worst, okay? So I'm not going to bother reading their names. Hopefully you just know them by face. Okay? And notice how he has a butterfly tattoo on his neck. Not a coincidence. It makes sense when you know it all. Okay? Now look at Lindsay Lohan. Very important on the MK Ultra thing right there. She's going crazy because of the same situation. Notice how her hair isn't really blonde. They like blonde, blue-eyed girls for their rituals. It's something about them, I don't know why. And by them, I mean the Hollywood music industry, a whole twisted agenda, okay? Now this guy right here, I'm just going to mention on him because I just want to show you what Disney allows. He was actually charged with manslaughter for killing a 21-year-old girl while drunk driving, and he is on several Disney shows. Yeah, this happened before he went on Disney shows, by the way. So this to show you who they let in. Oh yeah, Disney also has the highest number of gay employees in the world. So, okay, let's let you know that. Just a fun fact for you. So let's go to this right here. Here are Good Kids Gone Bad, all Disney. You'll notice, because this is how it is. They're brought up to be pretty much role models for the children. Then they turn slutty and start doing nude shots and stuff like that because they were always designed that way. They were built that way, okay? Through brainwashing. Selena Gomez, Vanessa Hudgens, Miley Cyrus, the Jonas Brothers, Britney Spears, and this is just a short list. There's other websites that have an onslaught list of how the celebrities from Disney just went downhill, okay? So, let's go right here real quick. Now that you know about the butterflies and the Disney connection, let's go right here to will.i.am's song with Britney Spears when they forced her back into the music scene, Scream and Shout, okay? Notice this. Let's look at what he's doing right here. Never mind the triangle, okay? We could talk about Illuminati and stuff like that, but I'm not even going to talk about that right now because it's not a triangle with an eye. I do see something weird in it, but if it was an eye with a triangle, I would say that, but not every triangle is Illuminati. But this is damn sure MK Ultra. Look at what he's doing. Okay, he's pressing, and then he presses the monarch butterfly out of all butterflies right in the middle, pretty much. Or as close to the middle as it could be. And then you'll notice right after they'll show Britney Spears. It's in your face. When you can see it, you can see it. When you can't, you can't. But it's pretty obvious. And if you hear Britney Spears on the song, that's not her singing. I mean, they just need her back in there. They dyed her hair again, blonde and all that stuff. Probably extensions, half of it. But they just need her back because they have to have their victims to brainwash the youth and be bad role models. Now let's go into the next part. And here's a very prime example of what happens in rehab, okay? Lisa Robin Kelly, in another story of a trip to rehab that turned terribly tragic, that 70s show star, Lisa Robin Kelly, checked into rehab but died mysteriously in her sleep. No clear cause of death has been determined despite a completed autopsy. Then later on, they conveniently knew how she died, and it was because, get this, a drug overdose. How many times will that be used? You'll understand when I talk about it right now. Okay, let's talk about rehab. Amy Winehouse, Selena Gomez, Disney Star Meltdowns, on her way to rehab pretty much. Another one, rehab, dead. Rehab, or counseling, because of conspiracy theories. You see where this is going? Okay, if you're still confused, rehab is a secret term used in MK Ultra for reprogramming. And I want you to notice the convenient similarities in the words. There is an accident. Reprogram, rehab. Reprogram, rehab. Okay? This is a term they use to speak openly in public when they need to reprogram a certain celebrity. Not all the time, but many times, okay? Especially when it comes to the female celebrities that need to go to rehab, quote unquote. This is why Amy Winehouse made the song Rehab in the first place. And in the song she even says they try to make her go to rehab, but what you don't know is she's talking about reprogramming, and she said no, no, no. She made the song, she told him no, she conveniently died, okay? So as you can see, it's not, some little game of, okay, you don't want to go to rehab, alright, we'll just back off. No, they're saying you're going to get reprogrammed or we're going to kill you pretty much. Okay, now the reason they do it on news and stuff, you know, like the news cover it like vultures and the paparazzi, all that stuff, is because they're embarrassing them. It's a tactic right there. They're pretty much showing them how far they would throw their career into the dirt and ruin their life, assassinate their character if they don't go along with these things. This is why you see every celebrity who goes to rehab all over the news, especially Britney Spears. Remember, she had to go to rehab. She went to rehab, and now she's perfect in their terms, and now she's back making music. Even more brainwashed than before, to the point she doesn't even sing no more, and it's quite obvious. That's not even her voice. They have to use synthetic voices or some other person singing over it. Okay? So Amy Winehouse died, and she's in something called the 27 Club. Now, this isn't a real club, but these are celebrities who died at the age of 27 conveniently. They all were in the music industry, and they all died unnaturally, conveniently. Okay? Controversial ways that no one can really confirm. So, take a look at it right now. So, let me tell you something. The next person who will go to rehab soon is Justin Bieber. How do I know this? Well, I predict a lot of things that are just quite obvious to me. And Justin Bieber is definitely going to go in rehab this year. Mark my words on it. Okay? And I'm about to show you just a little proof real quick. So let's get into that right now.
Now, the new album, man. What's up with the new album? Give me names, give me dates. What's cracking with it?
New album. I'm actually, I'm retiring, man.
No.
I'm retiring, yeah.
I'm glad you announced that. I'm not going to even play nothing else but that.
I'm retiring, yeah. I'm just gonna take some time. I think I'm probably gonna quit music.
Really, though.
Alright, you saw that, right? You saw that. They completely ignored him. Like, seriously, he literally said, I'm retiring. And they was like, first of all, the dude was like, nah, you ain't going nowhere, pretty much. That's pretty much what he was saying. And then they was like, he tried to spin it, because they're supposed to play it off if a celebrity start breaking their conditioner. Oh, that's not, I'm gonna play that on the radio. That's all I'm gonna play. Wasn't even a song. Clearly wasn't a song. He clearly said he was retiring, but those handlers, in a sense, the people who know that every celebrity they're talking to is brainwashed or not brainwashed, is told to do what they're told to do. Okay? So it's just ridiculous how they just completely neglected what he said. Now, that was last month. I've been paying attention to Justin Bieber. I don't like Justin Bieber, but when it comes to conspiracies, I keep tabs on things. So I already knew this was happening like midway last year, okay? So I've been keeping tabs on him. That was last month. Look what happened yesterday, literally yesterday, January 15th, 2014, okay? Remember, he was retiring last month. Now look at this. You ain't going nowhere, pretty much what the music industry said, okay? They raided his house, SWAT team style, because, get this, he threw eggs. Whether that can even be confirmed or not, he threw eggs at someone else's house, one of his neighbors. Most likely it was a mansion, so it was a big deal, right? It's a big deal. Yeah, that's a big deal. That they had to raid his house with SWAT team because he threw eggs at someone's house. Just think about that for a second. Now look what this says right here, okay? Justin is, of course, cooperating with authorities, okay? A source conveniently close to Biebs, as they call him, exclusively tells me, the person who wrote this article, conveniently, who works for E, a big conglomerate in the news media output, okay? So it's all conveniences here, okay? So what is Justin Bieber doing now? He's also moving forward and concentrating on work and his new music, in quotes, because that's what's going to happen. Because he ain't retiring, not when we're around, pretty much, is the whole thing that's being said here. Okay, he said he's quitting, he's trying to get away. They like, fuck no, you're not going nowhere. Now he's making music again, and they scared him. They raided his house over eggs being thrown at someone else's house. If you think someone got their house raided because of that, you're just asleep. Okay, you can fall for the lies all day. No one's going to raid no one's house over that. They'll knock on his door, say they had a police complaint or a call, but they're not going to kick down his door, military style, and raid him over that. Okay? And then just to degrade his image even more, this guy right here, who apparently was sleeping at his house the other day, apparently not in a gay way, but just sleeping over there, had drugs on him. Conveniently a Molly, which is the big rave in hip-hop, just ignorance. But if he had this, I'm not going to say he didn't, but I just find it convenient that he has drugs. Because when they want to slander the celebrity who's acting up name, they'll put him in a horrible situation. Right now, that's like the warning shot. Yeah, your friend had drugs, but we're gonna still list your name with him, okay? But if you really get out of hand, then you'll be found with drugs, okay? Then you'll go to jail or rehab, okay? That's what they're doing here. It's a psychological thing. Okay, 2 more things to know about MK Ultra. Just 2 extra things, not only 2 more things, but there's a part where the celebrities, it has nothing to do with this article right here. Just don't look at the article right now until I'm talking about it. The celebrities are actually pimped out. The females are pimped out, even the males actually, and they're sold, okay, for sex slave intercourse. An older man or older woman could buy them for a couple $100,000 for sexual intercourse, okay? So yeah, that's pretty real and deep right there. But then on another thing, they don't make their music most of the times. Like Kisha, any and every pretty much artist that has the newest hot song, they don't make that shit. They have people write it for them. They're told what to say and what to sing with the rap. So now to talk about this article, which is completely different, I just wanted to throw that in there. Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris Jackson, was rushed to the hospital after a possible suicide attempt. Now, if you don't know what's going on, you're going to think she was just suicidal. You could be like, oh man, that's crazy. Michael Jackson's daughter is suicidal. No, that's not it at all. I'm about to prove to you what's really happening here. You'll never know what's happening on the front lines if you just listen to the news. Now, apparently she was rushed to the hospital. No point even reading this article. It's just going to say that she was suicidal, blah, blah, blah. Let's see what really happened, okay? First, we have to go to her Twitter so we can break down what's going on here. Notice her last tweet is on June 4th, okay? After that, no more words from her. She's still alive, by the way, but she's not allowed to talk anymore, okay? Now, here's the last 2 tweets she wrote. I wonder why tears are salty. She didn't write that, okay? Yesterday, all my troubles seemed so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. She didn't write that, okay? They're trying to make her look suicidal. They wrote that shit. Let me tell you how I know this, okay? Let's go right here real quick. Now, what you don't know is Paris Jackson, talked about the Illuminati, okay? So here we go right here. Here's some of her real tweets that are no longer on her Twitter, by the way. They were deleted by her handlers. It says, it took me a while to figure out who they are, and they don't really care about us, a Michael Jackson song. But I found out like 3 years ago. Retweet if you know what it means. And she's referring to the Illuminati and the controllers of the music industry, okay? So here goes another tweet from her that they deleted. A secret society is not really secret if you know what you're looking for. So don't wait for the info to come to you. Take time to seek it out for yourself. This is Michael Jackson's daughter talking about this. The same one who was suicidal and rushed to the hospital and never to be heard from again to this day on Twitter. Okay? If you only knew the truth, was another tweet she tweeted out. Here's some pictures she drew and posted on her tweet. Okay, and I read these tweets because I was researching this a while ago. And she said, she drew these pictures. They don't tell you what she said, but in her tweet she said, don't worry guys, I'm not part of this. I'm trying to expose it and all that stuff like that. Okay, so she said, never let go. And she showed the Illuminati obvious symbol with the hexagram. Here's Fatal. This is the female, pretty much equivalent of Freemasonry. She has right here. So, here's the little show. You'll see Rihanna doing this, celebrities doing this. This is a code to the other celebrities. Don't talk about what's going on. That's why Rihanna even has the sh tattoo on her finger. She does that a lot. Rihanna is really into that Illuminati shit. She's deep in there, okay? So, here's Freemason compass. She's drawing all of this, by the way. These are her pictures. She drew this to show her followers on Twitter. And then conveniently after she drew this, suicide attempt. Quote unquote, never to be heard from again. I don't know where she's at. Okay, so I'm gonna look deeper into that to see where she is right now, but that's what's really happening right there, okay? That's what's really happening. Her pictures, the truth, she's trying to say it. and now she's being silent. She already knows they killed her father. She figured that out recently, and now she's trying to spread the truth. So let's go into the next thing. Lauryn Hill. I mentioned her briefly earlier. She was a judge ordered her to rehab or counseling because of her conspiracy theories. Get this. She was talking about the music industry was full of Satanists and was controlled, and artists was being manipulated. And that was the conspiracy theory that the judge told her to go to rehab for. Can you believe that shit? Exactly what we're talking about here. And she did go to jail recently because of her tax evasion for 3 months, okay? And she has a song right here, okay? Look it right there. Lauryn Hill Exposing the Industry. Search that up. Look at the song. Listen to it. She talks about it all right there in that song. She talks about how they use mind control. She literally says that, okay? She talks about how if she has to die, then so be it, because she's not going to be a slave to the system. And this is before she went to jail and all that stuff. Way before, actually. But, yeah. So she's been exposing this for a while, too. And that's why she had to go to jail and rehab. So it's pretty deep right here. Let's get into the next part. So I told you I have so many tabs. God forgive me right now. Here we go. Kisha. I used to hate Kisha to the fullest extent, but then I realized that she was also MK Ultra. And I saw this tweet. She posted this tweet. I actually got it. I'm going to post it up after I finish talking. She was forced to make that horrible, stupid song Die Young, which was blatant Illuminati. I mean, just anti-cross and triangles everywhere. It just made no sense, and the lyrics itself were just blatant as could be. She said she was forced to sing Die Young, which I told you, they control what they sing, they write what they sing. And she said she didn't want to do it. She tweeted that. That tweet is no longer up. So let's look at that tweet right now, okay? Actually, let me go to my editor, on the video editor right now, because I have it right here. Here's the tweet right here. I understand I had my very own issue with Die Young. And this is because her song was getting dropped from the radio. This is why she's saying this. Okay, for this reason, I did not want to, even put it all caps, I did not want to sing those lyrics, and I was forced to. She has thousands of people who retweeted that. Okay, this is a real thing. That shit got deleted fast. Her handlers deleted that stuff. And now she's just doing what she's doing, being controlled even more. Probably reprogrammed her. Okay? And I want to show you this one, since I'm right here on the editor right now, for all the pictures and stuff already to be talked about. Here's Nicki Minaj. Now, this is before she went full Illuminati. Pink Friday. I want you to notice that her cover, the end conveniently marks a triangle. You turn it upside down, that's literally the all-seeing eye right there. Many people overlook that. That popped out to me so fast it wasn't funny. And she has a song in this album called Save Me. Now, listen to that song and you tell me what's it about. And I think it's quite clear. Okay, so this stuff gets deep. So let's go back to the little pages I got open, see. Because I know I got some more stuff. Here we go right here. Whitney Houston, okay? We'll talk about Nicki Minaj in a few more seconds. Hold on. Whitney Houston, she was murdered. Remember that. She had to go to rehab. She was a sacrifice. They do sacrifices in the music industry. Okay, it's just the way it is. It's how dark and devilish it is, okay? Look at outside her funeral. Do you see this shit? She was a Christian, by the way. She went to a Baptist church. They have Egyptian coffins outside of her funeral. Now, what I want you to know is this is the private back entrance at the time. This means that there was another entrance, but the front entrance was for just the regular people. Only the celebrities and people that were in the industry could go through that entrance. Okay, so as you can see, that's very twisted and dark right there, and that shows that they had some involvement. Who the fuck puts Egyptian sarcophagus outside of a funeral? You ask that question and you try to come up with some excuse. It's not gonna happen. Okay, so proof right there. Now back to Nicki Minaj. Let's listen to what Nicki Minaj has to say about her alter ego, which is a code name for the other personality in control, which they sometimes use the straight brainwashing, or they channel demons or spirits, whatever you want to call them, into these artists. Okay, let's listen to what she has to say about it.
Roman is a crazy boy who lives in me, and He says the things that I don't want to say. He was born, just a few months ago. I think he was born out of rage. He was conceived in rage. So he bashes everyone. He threatens to beat people, and he's violent. I ask him to leave, but he can't. He's here for a reason. People have brought him out.
According to an...
Okay, so that's just pretty obvious right there. I mean, it gets no clearer from her mouth. Okay, she said people has brought him out. She want him to leave, but he won't leave. And what she says after that part, because this is a snippet from this little channel, they was interviewing her. They aren't the original interviewers. But she said after that they conjured him. Conjure means to summon, okay? So this is quite clear. I mean, I don't need to really speak on anything. That's proof in itself right there. She's saying it. So we know that these artists all have their alter egos. You have Beyonce with her Sasha Fierce, and she says that when she go on stage, she becomes a different person, stuff like that. You have Rihanna on interviews saying she sold her soul to the devil. She's a devil worshiper, and then she laughs about it. It's just in your face. I mean, there's so many examples of this. It makes no sense. But I'm going to end this video right now, and we're going to make part 2, coming up soon. So look forward to that. Like the video if you learned something, which hopefully you did, unless you're denying it. Unfortunately, that's pretty much the only way you're not going to learn something here. So, ShaughanParson, many thanks for watching Occult Sin.